Okay, how could blockchain now change the way finances is? Remember, everything around us revolves nearly around money, but I won't say everything that revolves around money, but nearly everything around us revolves around money. The government, money; business institutions, money; the skills, money; many institutions, money, and the rest of them. So, how will it change finances? Well, one of the ways it can change finances, I would say, is the cryptocurrencies as a method of accepting payment and receiving payments. Then another way is going to change um, the industry is trans-border transactions. Yeah, trans-border transaction meaning, like, as you all currently know that Western Union is still a big force. If you want to transfer money from one place to another, Western Union is still a big name. But with cryptocurrencies, Western Union takes time and it has more fees. With cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and the rest of them, you can transfer from one point to another and takes literally few minutes and very slow, very little charges. You get? So another way is going to help you, especially in the banking industry across borders. It has to do with the banking your banks. Now, with the cryptocurrencies, there are some projects that are coming up, like the Electronium and some other projects. Those There are people who have mobile phones, but they don't have banks accounts. So with the cryptocurrencies, they can actually have an account. So it's one of the things they are actually working on. Then, before, we used to think that digital asset, like the things you see on the internet, okay, everything internet is digital, okay, I can copy it. Now I think with the way cryptocurrencies, I'm sorry, blockchain is coming to the system, the issue of plagiarism and pirating will be almost totally removed, because now there are many startups that are actually coming to the system, and all they are seeking is publishing publishing of books, some of them music, some of them are copywriting and some other stuffs. So I think with blockchain coming to the system, we will no more see digital asset as a class. No, we will no more see digital as something you just copy and paste. Now I think somebody buys your music via a blockchain startup, it cannot just send it, because these things will be encrypted and will only work within certain parameters. And it's also is in the area of finance, it's also changing the way you and I can actually buy into startup companies. You and I may want to buy into Facebook or Amazon, but we can't buy because maybe at when you're offering the initial public offering, why? Because the SEC brings a regulation that you have to have $200,000 income every year, and you have to earn such income in 2 consecutive years, and that puts a limitation on us. But you and I can actually invest the little we have. If it is $10 or $15, $50, whatever amount you have, you can actually invest into these ICOs, which is the initial coin offerings of companies that are actually starting up, and you are good to go. Then it's going to change governance and marketing. Now, when it's change governance and marketing, is because it's going to bring up, there are many startups that are going to come in when it has to do with data and also communication and also governance. Why? Because cryptocurrencies and blockchain, there are things you cannot actually change. So autonomous organizations can actually exist, that nobody can actually monitor them. They can run on their own. These are autonomous organizations. Then we have regulatory reporting and compliance. Blockchain can serve as a fully transparent, accessible system of record for regulators. Like when you want to send money and someone wants to send money, maybe more than $10,000, the system immediately rings and say, "Oh, someone is saying, okay, let's check anti-fraud and the rest of them." Now, but with the blockchain, This system can automatically be checked without much ado and say, okay, your money was stopped because we could not clear you and you have to submit. No, no, no. Everything will be on the system. So blockchain can also help in the auditing. I've talked about the HIF project and some other stuff. So blockchain is coming to change the way finance is, the way we raise funds. So if you have a company, you have a very good idea, you can actually pitch your idea. If you check on Coinbase, if you've not signed on Coinbase, I'll put a link. If you check on Coinbase, you can actually see how you can actually raise up and go into an ICO. There are many ICO platforms which, if you have a very good idea and you need funds, you can actually pitch your idea. There is one of them that has to do with Kick ICO. Kick ICO is basically, you can basically come and pitch your cryptocurrency, your non cryptocurrency, you pitch your business, and you will gladly see people who will come and fund your project. So these are some of the projects that are coming up on uh, Kick ICO and some other platforms. So on that thing again, that is it's changing in the, especially in the finance sectors, when you have things like the lands and the rest of the house services are being shared and some other stuff. So it's changing the financial institution. It's changing the way jobs are being hired, and the rest of them. So it's changing almost the whole industry. So if you have any industry you know that the blockchain is changing currently, or any industry and the blockchain will change in the future, feel free to comment, and I will gladly reply and get back to you. Thank you very much. Bye.